What is intermittent fasting? IF for short. What are the truths about it? What are the benefits? Should you do it, and for how long? Hi, this is Mimi Bonnie, and in today's video I'll be answering those questions. And I've personally done IF for about 6 or 7 years. So let's bust a few myths. So first, it does not damage your metabolism if you do short-term intermittent fasting. It will not eat away at all your muscle. And many of you already know you don't need to eat every 2.5 to 3 hours to rev your metabolism. So that thinking does align with intermittent fasting. There's a lot of scientific evidence that shows growth hormone helps with burning fat, building muscle, and increasing your metabolism. And when you fast, growth hormone is increased. So GH for short. It's very important in the process of releasing your stored fat so that it can be burned for energy. By using more fat for fuel, it reduces the need to use glucose for fuel. So this helps spare protein for fuel, which is really important if you're trying to maintain your muscle. So this anabolic growth hormone is part of the reason that helps prevent you from losing muscle when you fast. And since muscle is such a huge component of your metabolism, growth hormone also plays a role in helping you keep your metabolism elevated while you fast. Now, it's important to note that I'm talking about short-term intermittent fasting, and there may be different definitions of what short-term intermittent fasting is, but I follow the school of thought of 72 hours. So if you are prolonging your calorie restriction and just eating really little for a long time and you're using up almost all of your fat stores, it will start to eat into your muscle and you will slow down your metabolism. Now, if you're really lean, I personally recommend fasting up to 24 hours max because you just don't have that much body fat. And although growth hormone can help with maintaining muscle, it is also best to do resistance training to preserve your muscle. Now, this is true for any caloric deficit diet, whether you're doing intermittent fasting or not. You need to be using your muscles in a challenging and progressive way so that they don't waste away. The number one big benefit for people who are looking to get in shape and get lean is that during periods of fasting, your body promotes the use of body fat as fuel. Now, generally speaking, research shows that it's within the 12 to 14 hour mark of fasting that your body will shift into predominantly using your body fat as your main source of fuel. In order to burn body fat, your insulin levels need to be very low. Think of insulin as the storage hormone. It stores the energy from your food as body fat and glycogen. And when insulin levels are really high, there is no body fat burning going on. It can't release the fat from your fat stores. Unlike what I said about growth hormone, it helps promote the release of fatty acids from your body fat. So in order for body fat burning to occur, you need increased growth hormone and decreased insulin levels. And fasting not only increases growth hormone, but it also decreases insulin levels. So metabolically, fasting helps prepare you to burn body fat, increases that ability by increasing and decreasing the necessary hormones. The other interesting thing is exercising while you're fasted. So you can burn even more body fat if you train in a fasted state. Now, this should not come as a surprise to many of you who have heard of AM fasted cardio, which is very popular in the bodybuilding prep regimens. So you can burn more body fat if you do fasted cardio and if you do fasted training. Now, what's even better is that training fasted should have no effect on your performance or your strength. Now, granted, you're not going to be able to work out as long as someone who had a pre-workout, or you don't want to be doing something like a marathon. But if you're training fasted and you didn't eat a lot, or you didn't eat, and you're feeling weak, it's most likely in your mind, because that's what the research and science says, and I've also personally experienced it. Now, it's not for everyone. Some people will love it. Others will be like, I hate it. I'm total weak sauce. I really totally need food. But this combination of fasting and exercise could be a really good extra boost for your fat burning efforts. This is one of the main reasons I train fasted 99% of the time. I remember when I first started, I was actually stronger when I trained fasted. And probably because at the time I was taking pre-workout and had nothing in my body and it just hit it and I was wired. But even now, with or without pre-workout, I'm just as strong. And even though I don't always take pre-workout, I always take 10 grams of BCAA, branched chain amino acids, to make sure that I'm preserving my muscle and doesn't eat away, because I do have some pretty intense workout sessions. So now I've been taking BPI's BCAA with energy. So it just has a dose of energy in it. There are also other benefits of intermittent fasting, which I won't get into here. I'm sure you can Google it and there'll be like an entire list. But some cool ones are things like cellular cleansing and this sense of mental alertness and being clear-minded. Before you wonder, should you do it? Can you do it? The thing is, we can actually train our bodies when to be hungry. So if you were never a breakfast eater, but all of a sudden you decided to eat breakfast because you thought it was good for you, guess what? Now you're gonna start getting hungry at breakfast simply because you trained your body when to expect food. The same goes for intermittent fasting. It will be hard at first. Like, all you'll think about is, when can I eat? But it will get easier, you'll get less hungry, and you won't even think about food. For me personally, it took me about 2 weeks. Others, I've heard, they took 3 weeks. Some people have taken 4 weeks, which I think is kind of long. But anyways, since research shows that you start to predominantly burn fat as fuel in the 12 to 14 hour mark, I do suggest you try to stretch it to 14 to 16 hours at least to get some benefits of it. And this is including the time that you sleep, so thank God. And warning, I wish someone told me this like years ago, but after your first fasting period and huge meal, expect to like go to the bathroom. There are many types of IF. Eat only in an 8 hour window, a 6 hour window, a 4 hour window, OMAD, eat only 1 meal a day. These are all just example eating plan structures put in place to make things easier for you. What you choose really depends on the type of person you are. So can you get results based on following general guidelines, or do you need a specific structure in place? And which one do you actually like? For me personally, I don't follow any of them to a T. From a fasting perspective, I usually delay my first meal, so it's around lunchtime. And sometimes that qualifies as the 14 to 16 hour fasting mark, and sometimes it doesn't. And on my rest days, I do tend to eat less, and on those days, I try to fast for as long as I can. But I haven't done 24-hour fasting since a long time. There really is no need to for me. I don't have like tons of extra body fat that I'm dying to get rid of. And the longest I fasted was actually 2 times. I did a 40-hour fast and a 42-hour fast, which was so hard and excruciating, and I'm like, I'm never doing it again. But what it did do is it made the 24-hour fast, the dinner to dinner fast, so much easier. And now it's like an almost daily thing that I delay until lunchtime. So it just helps you. It conditions you, you know, it trains you. And the thing is, so if it's not excruciating and it's not, and it's convenient, and you're really busy and you end up fasting 20 hours, fine, that's great. It's very unlikely that you're now going to overeat your calories for the day in the last 4 hours. So that's one of the huge benefits of intermittent fasting. It just lessens the amount of time that you have to eat. So hopefully you're eating at a caloric deficit. It's about making it work for you and what you can see yourself doing for the long term. So once I trained my body on how to do short-term intermittent fasting, and it got easier, and realized that I don't need to eat every 2.5 to 3 hours, life just got so much easier. So, and I love eating big meals. So on average, I eat about 2 meals a day, sometimes with snacks in between, and sometimes I'll eat 3 meals a day. And it's just so enjoyable, and definitely something that I can do for the rest of my life. For those of you looking to lose body fat, this automatically helps you eat less because you simply have less time to eat. And it's likely that the bigger meals will also help keep you full. Now, if you're looking to lose body fat and weight, you do have to eat at a caloric deficit consistently in a way that's manageable for you. And intermittent fasting is a very easy way to do that. So fasting sounds awesome, and it will help you lose body fat, but it is not some miracle solution where you're going to lose tons of body fat overnight. Now, to be clear, intermittent fasting is not a diet. It is not an eating plan. It is a way of eating. how much you eat and what those foods are, that's an eating plan. So don't expect to say, you know, I'm doing intermittent fasting so I'm gonna get amazing results. You may get some results because the approach will help you eat less, but in order to get really good results, you do need an eating plan. And that's the kind of stuff that I do. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you found it really helpful. Intermittent fasting is a really fascinating topic. I tried to simplify things. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in comments below. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up so I know that you guys like this kind of stuff. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.